What's up, guys? It is Sam here, and I wanted to talk a little bit about mk-2866 Osta, a tiny bit about LGD as well. But before I do that, check out these guns through a sweatshirt, bro. No, that's not what I was going to say. Make sure you press that red button to subscribe, and there's a little bell. That's the notification bell for YouTube. If you just tap that shit, YouTube will notify you every time I post a new video. Come on, it's like Christmas every day in your phone. Seriously. No, I am not high. No, I am not fucked up yet. It's 7:30 in the morning, bro. I'm on the way to the gym. Relax. Okay, next. Everything I say in this video is strictly for entertainment purposes. Anything that I do reference in this video is under my doctor's supervision. Plus, also, just don't do stupid shit that you see online. Don't do, do your own research and don't do stupid shit that you see, people on the internet doing. Okay, I want to talk about the 1 week effects from researching with mk-2866 and just a word of caution when you are researching, because we don't take these as humans because they're not for human consumption. But I was researching with lgd-4033 for about 30 days or so, and I definitely enjoyed that process. If you want to check out the video on that, or a couple videos on that, look at the channel and just look. Once you go back to the channel, you should be able to search on the channel for my specific videos, and if you put in the keywords, you'll be able to pull that up, or words associated with it. Okay. And that was about a week ago, so it's been about a week on researching with Osta. And there's, generally speaking, when you purchase research compounds, they'll come in two ways, and they'll come in a specific dosage for your research. So first of all, they'll come in capsules, or they'll come in liquid suspended SARMs. And the most common way manufacturers or these companies will do the dosing is they will put the dosing in the capsule. That'll be like half of what you need to take, or one capsule will equal what the generally most common dose you take for research purposes. So if you were, the most common research dose is 20 or 30 milligrams, then a capsule would be maybe 15 or 10 or 30 or 20, something in that range. And the same thing goes for the liquid suspension. So it will generally say something on the label of 20 mg/ml. So what that means is there's 20 milligrams of the product per milliliter. Milliliter is the little syringe type needle that you pull the liquid out of. And the most common for Osta is I think around 20 or 25 milligrams. So, and I've been researching with SARMs for probably 2013 or something, so a number of years at this point. And that's how that's how it always is. So I have some capsules to research with, and I have some liquid to research with, and I just switch back and forth sometimes. And the capsules are 10 milligrams per capsule, so I'll just take 2 of those. And then the liquid is 25 milligrams per milliliter. So for my research, I'll just take that. I'll switch back and forth. 5 milligrams is not going to make a tremendous amount of difference. So finished up the LGD for research purposes. And by the way, if you guys have any questions, leave them down below. Reach out to me on Instagram. There's a link in the description. If you're asking very specific stuff, remember, all this stuff is just for entertainment that I'm talking about. And if you're talking about specific dosaging, these are not for human consumption. So don't talk about that in the description. Reach out to me on Instagram. I will get back to you. With that being said, so I started out the first day, 0 PCT for my research from LGD to Osta. The day that I stopped researching with LGD, I started the next day with Osta for research. And I started with I think I was in a hurry because I was running late for work, and I started with 2 research capsules for 10 milligrams each, so total of 20 milligrams. And then the next day I did the same thing. And then on day number 3, right, so it's been about 8 days or so, but day number 3, I was like, I should really... I personally enjoy researching with capsules better than liquid. It's just 100 times easier to research with, because you don't have to actually take it out on a little syringe dropper thing, where the capsules you can just take with you. And I do a decent amount of traveling, and traveling with capsules is significantly easier than traveling with liquid. I also have a tremendous amount of videos on that, or what to do if you are traveling with SARMs, so check out the channel if you want to see those. But so I was like, I will start using the liquid so that I can use a little bit more of the liquid, and I use that up first in case I might be taking a trip in May, so thumbs up for that. And I would rather have capsules for researching on my trip. So I open up the bottle, and then I start that day 3, day 4, day 5, and then so today's probably day 8 then. Day 5 I go and I take the research liquid, and then on day 6 I go, and for some reason, I'm not sure what it was, but I start looking at the bottle of the LGD or the bottle of Osta. I don't know what that was. I started looking at the bottle, and I'm reading the bottle for some reason, and the bottle is 50 mg per ml. So for those 3 days, the research dose was 50 milligrams, not 25 milligrams. And the word of caution is just fucking pay attention to what you're doing. Like, that's why I say don't do stupid shit you see people doing online. Like, but just be very cautious. I'm not concerned with the research dosage being double. Like, I've researched with higher dosages, so I'm not concerned at all, but I just wanted to put that out there to pay attention to it. One of the biggest effects that I've seen in the first 8 days or 9 days or whatever it's been so far is in the libido first thing in the morning, fucking boing, every morning, which LGD, I definitely didn't notice that very much. So I thought that was very interesting, that there's a increase in libido for myself with Osta when I'm researching with Osta, and it's in contrast to LGD, and I noticed that because it was just back to back. There was no PCT. First of all, also word of caution, right? Pay attention to what you're fucking doing for your research in terms of dosage, but also pay attention to say your blood work and how your body responds to whatever you're researching with. I'm not advocating anybody else do what I do. Excuse me, I'm not advocating anybody else do things like no PCT. I'm not saying it's a good idea. I'm not saying it's a smart idea. I think you should get your blood work done. You should see if it's something prudent for you to do in terms of your risk tolerance and what you're trying to achieve. So going from researching with LGD straight into mk-2866, I noticed that on probably day 2 or 3 at the more elevated dose of 50 milligrams per day for research, and I still am experiencing that. So on the day, whatever it was, I think day 6-ish, I noticed that it was 50 mg per ml. So I actually dropped it back down to 25. And I'm still noticing that. So I thought that was an interesting effect of ostarine versus the LGD. In terms of the strength in the gym, I noticed a decent amount of strength. I have a very detailed review of my research with LGD. Just check out the channel for that. But with ostarine, I will keep you guys posted on how that progresses over time. But in the first week, in terms of the strength, not really. I think the biggest benefit of researching with ostarine is that it is a very mild effect for research purposes on just a gamut of different things, but it helps with like the healing of ligaments and tendons. You get a little bit of strength. You get a little tiny bit of size. You get a tiny, tiny, tiny fraction of muscle loss. But overall, the synergy of all these things working together helps increase the overall sense of well-being. Anyways, if you guys have any questions, leave them down below. Don't forget anything specific, don't leave below. Reach out to me on Instagram. Peace out.